Okay, today we're here in the famous Lithuanian Club on 185th Street in Cleveland, Ohio, and we're honored to have the General Counsel of the Republic of Lithuania come in from Chicago today to visit, and it's Miss Sigrita
Muleviciana.
Easy for you to say, I appreciate that. Consul General, well, welcome to Cleveland. There's such a strong Lithuanian community here in Cleveland, and I know you're in Chicago where it's probably the most Lithuanians in America, people of Lithuanian heritage are there. Is that correct?
Yeah, thank you.
What other areas do you cover, and where there's a lot of Lithuanians in the United States?
Yes, thank you. Well, you're absolutely right. Chicago is how to say, the place where Lithuanians used to live for more than 100 years, and they still like to live. So the biggest, as we call in Lithuania, that Chicago is the biggest Lithuanian city outside Lithuania. So you can imagine how many people speaking Lithuanian are in Chicago, and they are very active, they are very organized, they do a lot of events, they have schools, and so it's my pleasure and honor to live in Chicago and to work with them. But as you told, there are also a lot of Lithuanian communities in other regions of the United States. Cleveland, of course, is very famous for this. We have very active people working for the community, and we are very proud of them. Also, there are many Lithuanians living in Texas, in Michigan, and of course in California, in New York and Florida. So the whole United States is populated by Lithuanians.
You know, we have about 120 different ethnic groups in Cleveland. I'm sure Chicago has even more than that, but about that many. And I've noticed that the Lithuanian community is one of the most passionate communities about their heritage and in preserving it and teaching the youth the language and the dances and the food and the culture and all. Is that something you find, the passion of the Lithuanians who have come over here?
Absolutely, absolutely. When I came to Chicago only 2 months ago, I started my new term here, and when I saw community events, I was not only surprised, I was just almost shocked how passionate people are about Lithuania, how they try to teach their children Lithuanian. Also, they have activities like songs and dances and many other things, and it's really great. It's very touching, and I wish them all the best to continue like this.
Now, everyone knows about the Lith Club here, the Lithuanian Klubas, and here in 185th Street in Cleveland. And most Clevelanders know about the Lithuanian Cultural Garden, which is a 2-story garden that's beautiful with monuments and pillars and all that. But there's one other, as we approach All Souls Day, there's one other area that people might not be familiar with. First, tell us a little about All Souls Day in Lithuania.
Yes, actually, it is a very important day for Lithuanians. Almost everyone, they go to cemetery, and they visit the graves of their beloved, people, and at that day there are a lot of candles in cemeteries. Usually, the climate in Lithuania is similar here, and it's quite cold during that time, but people are they are going to cemeteries to visit their relatives and other people they know. And you were asking about the most famous, one of our famous Lithuanian person buried here in Cleveland. Actually, the main reason I came here, especially today, it was because I really want to visit the grave of our president, our first president of Lithuania, Mr. Antanas Smetona. He's buried in Cleveland because he had to escape from Lithuania because of the occupation of Russia, of the Soviet Union at that time, and he lived in Cleveland for a few years, and he passed away. So it's the first time for me. I never been in Cleveland, and I never visited his grave. So I am very honored today to go there and to visit this place.
Well, for Clevelanders who are familiar, I read that President Smetona was, his funeral was at the Cathedral of St. John the Evangelist downtown, the big cathedral, and a bishop actually performed the service. And then he was buried at Calvary Cemetery first, and then when his wife died, they moved him out to All Souls in Chardon, where you're going to visit today and pay your respects. So that's a little-known fact, I think. People know a lot about the Lithuanian community in Cleveland, but they probably don't know about that. So we're honored to have you here visiting Cleveland. We welcome you, and we're just excited to have such passionate representation of the Lithuanian community here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you.